out at dawn with a scarf for a map. My heart beats slow like a coffin tap. The law don't chase where I've been, 'cause even the devil won't ride that wind. I got gravel in my veins, rust in my blood. Ain't no saving what crawled from the mud. These roads remember every scream and flame. You don't walk away when you carve your name. The sheriff's son never saw me draw, but his mama still cries when the pine winds call. There's a cross near the river where I knelt and swore I'd never love again, not after that war. Barbed wire truth wrapped around my spine. Each mile I ride pulls tighter in time. My sins ride shotgun, grinning wide, singing songs I never learned to hide. I got gravel in my veins, rust in my blood. Ain't no saving what crawled from the mud. These roads remember every scream and flame. You don't walk away when you carve your name. So if the sky turns black and the wind goes still, it's just me coming down off that hill. Dust kicked up like smoke from a war. Bullet scars on the old saloon door. I ain't running, just riding slow, where the ghosts of outlaws still roam the road. Under a gunmetal sky, alone, no flag, no faith, just flesh and bone. Truth don't shine when the barrel speaks, and peace is a price no man can keep. Sheriff's watching but won't draw fast. Knows my hand's been touched by the past. Cards on the table, truths in the glare. The only one walking out of here. I seen men fall like brittle pine. Swore I'd never cross that line, but here I stand, heart in rust, with steel in my hand and a soul I don't trust. Under a gunmetal sky, right alone, no flag, no faith, just flesh and bone. Truth don't shine when the barrel
just a cold wind and miles to bleed.
They say don't ride past Miller's Gate, where the pines lean in and the air turns late. I went looking for a man who ran, but I found something worse beneath that land. Down in the hollow behind the hill, the wind don't move, the time stands still. Ain't no God in that stretch of trees, just bones and whispers and memories. His boots were there, half sunk in mud, next to a hat still wet with blood. I drew my iron, but the night drew back, and the shadows moved like they'd laid a trap. I've seen death, I've smelled its breath, but this was older than simple death. Voices like wolves crawling through my ears said you came for him, now you stay right here. Down in the hollow behind the hill, the wind don't move, the time stands still. Ain't no God in that stretch of trees, just bones and whispers and memories. So if you ride with vengeance in your hand, best count your soul before you reach that land. 'Cause some men vanish not by kill, but in the hollow behind the hill.
I lit a match on the county sign, smoke curled up like a holy lie. Ain't no preacher riding this trail, just boots of 38 and a past gone stale. There's no tombstone left where I laid them down, no choir sang when I rode out of town, just the dust and the hush of a loaded breath, and a name carved deep in the mouth of death. She cried blood, I swore the oath, tracked them through thorns and backwood smoke. Didn't blink when the hammer fell, just as dawn wait in this piece of hell. There's no tombstone left where I laid them down, no choir sang when I rode out of town, just the dust and the hush of a loaded breath, and a name carved deep in the mouth of death. You don't beg here, you don't plead, you settle your score, then
ride hard or dig your grave. There's no tombstone left where I laid them down. No choir sang when I rode out of town. Just the dust and the hush of a loaded breath, and a name carved deep in the mouth of death. Ain't no peace on this blood-stained trail, just a shadow that rides through the Texas pale. My brother neath a black oak tree. Preacher said grace, but it ain't reached me. Last words whispered through grit and bone. Mercy don't live here, son, ride on alone. Now I'm 6 feet south of mercy, deeper every mile. Ain't no light on this back road trial. Every man I've wronged still rides in my mind, but hell looks a lot like this county line. Harmonica cried while the shovel sank, blood on my hands, heart in the tank. The law don't chase what it can't find, but the night remembers every time. Mama's Bibles burned, my name torn out. Even God got tired of my doubt. I ain't praying, I'm just passing through. If you see a rider, better hope it ain't you. Yeah, I'm 6 feet south of mercy, with no way back. Every sin I've sown's now riding my track. Can't wash the past with a jug or flame. A man like me never outruns his name. Just me, the dust, and a worn out sky, waiting for mercy that won't ride by.
Mama said the river don't judge, but it carried my sins like a bitter grudge. I stood on the bank with blood on my hands, waiting for silence to understand. The river took my name, washed it down through the stones. Through that cursed old town, ain't no prayer that can make me clean. Just a shadow floating where I've been. I carved a name in a cottonwood tree right before she stopped loving me. Whiskey turned warm and the nights ran cold, and I buried my future in a muddy hole. There's a photo in my coat, face all torn, smiling like the man I was before the storm. Now the water speaks when I try to sleep, tells me what I lost, tells me what I keep. The river took my name, washed it down through the stones. Through that cursed old town, ain't no prayer that shadow floating where I've been. So if you see that creek start to swell, don't throw your secrets, it remembers well.
I rode west with a pistol and a prayer, but the land out here don't fight fair. She died with my name caught in her breath, and I've been trailing grief ever since her death. Where the buzzards wait, I laid her down in a grave I dug outside this ghost town. A ring on her hand, dust on her lips, and the sun fell cold behind the canyon's lips. Folks back home call me lost cause, say the devil's got me in his claws. But I don't drink for peace or shame, I drink cause the night still calls her name. The sky don't cry but it sure don't shine, and the wind don't speak but it knows what's mine. I've buried love, I've buried rage, now ride with silence locked in a cage. Where the buzzards wait, I laid her down in a grave I dug outside this ghost town. A ring on her hand, dust on her lips, and the sun fell cold behind the canyon's lips. So if you see a rider dressed in gray, don't speak her name, just look away. The fire took the barn, the land, her face, left me riding through time I can't replace. They found her locket near the gate, but no one knows how long I'll wait. Ashes in the saddle, smoke in my chest, I've been riding alone, heading west of west, where the sky don't break and the ground don't bleed, and the past rides faster than any steed. My boots still creak like her old floorboards
and my thoughts as sharp as forgotten swords. There ain't no law in the shape I'm in, only silence loud enough to wear my skin. I whisper her name to the canyon wall, it gives it back like a final call. No hymns, no light, no holy sign, just me and the dust she left behind. Ashes in the saddle, smoke in my chest. I've been riding alone, heading west of west, where the sky don't break and the ground don't bleed, and the past rides faster than any steed.
Sun's burning down that endless line, whiskey breath, smell of crime. My sins ride with me side by side, and the law, I left it where she died. There's blood on the gravel, thunder in the sky. Every turn on this road makes the past come alive. Look in my eyes, see what's left behind. Just dust, cold vengeance, and the devil's design. That old ranch still burns in my chest, ashes of a promise I laid to rest. They took what was mine, no word, no plea, so I carved their names into dead mesquite. No badge, no prayer, no final breath, just the echo of boots and the sand of death. Midnight's coming like a judge with a rope, ain't no salvation down this slope. There's blood on the gravel, thunder in the sky. Every turn on this road makes the past come alive. Look in my eyes, see what's left behind. Just dust, cold vengeance, and the devil's design. Blood don't dry in the Texas sun, and what's done can't be undone.
I was born where the shadows breed, by a creek that drinks what the righteous bleed. My daddy vanished with the sheriff's horse. Mama said, son, this world runs off force. And the crows know my name, they circle low, waiting on my soul wherever I go. Left my sins at the county line, but the wind still howls what I done that night. Prints fade in red clay dust, buried my guilt where the ground won't rust. That church bell cracked when I rode past. Ain't no God where the good don't last. Lanterns out and the stars
stars don't shine. Only thing warm is the fire in my mind. If you ride with the devil, better grip the reins, 'cause he don't slow down for the ones in pain. Yeah, the crows know my name, they circle low, waiting on my soul wherever I go. Left my sins at the county line, but the wind still howls what I done that night. Ain't no grave deep enough for shame, and the crows still call my name. Moon don't rise out in the devil's breath, where snakes hiss truths and silence means death. I crossed that creek with a loaded pass, praying this sin would be my last. The devil's breath creek, she don't forgive. She drinks your soul and lets you live, just enough to feel the weight of every deal you made too late. Left my name in a bottle of rye, scars on my chest, truth in my eye. A girl once loved me back in the pines. Now she haunts my sleep, bleeds through the line. Steel on my hip, rust in my bones, truth in the echo of midnight moans. Ain't no preacher gonna cross that bank, 'cause every sermon there ends blank. Devil's breath creek, she don't forgive. She drinks your soul and lets you live, just enough to feel the weight of every deal you made too late. One step closer and it pulls you in where the devil smiles and calls you kin.